Hi, I'm Lilah with New Ball Python Keepers, and today I'm going to show you a trick for keeping humidity up in your enclosures. This is something we call Mossages or moss sausages. You can make them a few different ways. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make them. What you'll need is some water, sphagnum moss, which you want to get organic and undyed, and then some sort of baggie or container. What we kind of traditionally have always used are old stockings. So if you or someone you know has stockings that have a run in them, this is a great way to reuse them. You can also use these little mesh gift baggies. That's a super easy way to get the same job done. And you can also use, what are they called? Little fruit shells that you get your fruit from at the supermarket. This is my least favorite. It's not quite as effective as the other ones, but it will still get the job done. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get your moss and get it soaking. Sphagnum is really great because it absorbs a lot of water and holds on to it. It also has natural antimicrobial properties so that it doesn't grow mold nearly as quickly as many other substances or harbor as much bacteria. Doesn't last forever. You definitely, if you have any laying on the floor of your enclosure or anywhere your snake can get urine or feces on it, you need to throw it out. But the mossages can actually last quite a while, especially if they're hanging up so they're not exposed to anything. Okay. Once you've gotten that nice and wet, we'll start with the shell. You open it up, grab some of your moss, squeeze it out. You want it damp but not dripping, and fill up your little container. Fill it up a little bit more and close it. And you want to look for a shell that snaps closed pretty securely. Otherwise your snake will just pop it open and spread the moss all throughout the enclosure. And then you can just stick this in the enclosure, and with the holes and ventilation in there, it will slowly release humidity. The ones I like better are either the baggie or the stocking. So with this, you take the baggie, get a good handful of moss, squeeze it so it's nice and wet but not drippy, and then fill up your baggie. And I really like this because it's super easy to hang on the side of the enclosure, and then you can just do this, a little bow tie, and then with the strings you can hang it on the side of the enclosure, and it will humidify your the air. And then lastly is the stocking. I bought some knee-high stockings just for this. If you have regular stockings, just cut off halfway up the leg, and it's exactly the same process. Roll it down, grab your sphagnum, squeeze, and stuff it on in there. It's not the nicest looking thing that's ever been stuck in a stocking, but alright. And when you get a decent amount, shake it down. Put it down in there. Shape it if you want a little bit. Then you tie it off at the top. And cut off any excess. And with these, you can actually either also tie a loop in at the top, or what I do is I use twisty ties, and once I've got it tied, and trimmed. I twist tie on here, make a loop on that so I can hang that on the side of the enclosure. But all three of these are super useful, especially in the winter when it's really dry, or if you need to keep your snake on paper towels for quarantine or to treat for some illness. This will help keep it up. And then once these dry out, all you have to do is take them and dunk them in water. There's still a bunch of sphagnum in there, so I'm not going to do it until they rehydrate. And it's much better to actually get a bowl and dunk them in and let them soak up than trying to run them underwater. That just doesn't work as well. But that's the trick. Hope you enjoy and hope it helps. Bye.